Alright, we're going to do a quick video here on switching out the power box on your bookworm vending machine. So this is very easy, actually, very straightforward. All you need is a Phillips head screwdriver, and you just have to do a couple plugs and 2 screws. So very first thing you want to do is this black plug here at the bottom. This is where the power comes from the wall. So go ahead and unplug this, because that way we don't get shocked or anything. We're going to unplug this, and then all you got to do is unhook these 2 plugs here. Now these plugs will feel a little finicky if you've never done them before. The way I like to do it is just kind of, if you press in right here with like a screwdriver or something, and it pulls out. But these can feel a little stuck. But as you can see here, it just kind of latches in and pops in place. But again, if sometimes they're just kind of hard to do by hand. So if you have something, just kind of pry there and then press in and it'll pull out. So we're going to do this plug, and then the bigger ones are the harder ones. See, like I can't really get it with my fingers. So what you got to do now, I'm just doing this with one hand, so it's a little difficult, but when you have both hands available, you can just kind of pry it out. All right, so we're going to get our 2 plugs off, and now we're halfway done. All we're going to do is undo this screw, and then this whole power box will pull out. I'll send you this whole big black box. So we'll undo our first screw here. And these are self-tapping screws, so you have to unscrew them a bit and then kind of pry them out. Okay, so we got our 1 screw here, and then this other screw here has a ground. And so be mindful of that when you put your new box in. Make sure you screw this ground back on. That's important. Okay, so as you can see there, it's just a little, when you get your new, well, let me do this. So that's it. Now, once you have the plugs out and the 2 screws, you just kind of shake it and it comes out. So it has like a little, it's just kind of wedged in back there underneath that back screw here. So it just kind of slides in, and that's it. So I'll send you a whole power box like this. You'll just take your whole new one. You'll slide it back in. Just make sure it's under that back screw back there. And then line up your holes and we'll re-screw it down. Okay, so we'll get our first screw started here. Now this will be a rare case, if you're doing this, we would have already troubleshooted that something in the power box went out. But this is not something you'll have to worry about going out on you all the time. If anything, I've only had 1 or 2 cases of this, and it's always like right when the machine first arrives. I think it's from all the shaking and shipping, but it's definitely not something you'll be having to deal with long term of, power boxes popping out and stuff. I think it's all the shaking and stuff from the shipping, and then it just, because all these machines are tested and set up, obviously. We program the tokens and the pricing. We do all the settings before they go out. But just like with anything, machines are machines. So what I would do, this black plug, once you have your 2 screws, you got your ground on, that's it. We're just going to plug our 2 plugs, and you can't do these wrong. The plugs are slightly different. We're just going to plug those back in, and then now finally, before you plug your power back in, just make sure your power's off here. These won't be popped, but these are your fuses if you're not familiar. Usually if your fuse pops, this blue one will stick out. And then you'll just go ahead and you'll plug your power back in, and then you're okay to turn the machine back on. So that's really all it is to it. Only takes a couple minutes. And of course, if you have any other questions or need any help with your machine, feel free to reach out to us. And we thank you for choosing Global Vending.